Well, I just took the tube down from where I'm staying to the Thames, standing on what I think they call the Millennium Footbridge. I'm not sure, I haven't seen the sign. Anyway, wasn't here the last time I was in London. I think it was built around the year 2000. Looking off in this direction, the Dome of St. Paul's, and then some of the modern skyscrapers off towards Canary Wharf. I think that's the direction. At any rate, those weren't here the last time I was here either. I haven't been in London for 25 years. This is the footbridge that I'm on. And my first glimpse of the London Eye. On my way over there now to pick up my tickets. I have a 2 o'clock ticket this afternoon. So spend a half hour on the London Eye. It's now 10 a.m. so I've got lots of time to pick it up, I guess. Houses of Parliament in Big Ben. Here is the London Eye. Turning very slowly, and there are people in not all the carriages, but about every other one, I guess, has got people in it. They say it takes about 30 minutes to do a complete revolution. Palace of Westminster, the Houses of Parliament, of course Big Ben, and I think in behind that's the towers of Westminster Abbey where the wedding will take place. William's and Kate's wedding on the 29th of April, and it's been completely sandblasted. Last time I saw it, it was dark, and now it's very light grey color. Sure, they haven't had time to do that since the wedding was announced. It must have been something that was done as part of regular maintenance in the last few years. Piper on Westminster Bridge. I'm outside Westminster Abbey. You can see this sort of metal tubing construction across the street. That's directly opposite the main entrance. I presume has something to do with the royal wedding. Probably a place for the press, for television cameras and whatever. It doesn't have a canopy on it yet, but you can see where a canopy is going to be built. This is the Abbey. I would like to have gone inside, but I have this thing about paying to go in a church. The last time I was here, you just walked inside. Now it's £16 to get in. They say you can go in to attend a service without paying, but the first service is evening song at 5 this afternoon. But anyway, I won't be going inside, at least not on this visit. Well, outside Buckingham Palace, and something that I wasn't aware of. Evidently, since Diana's funeral, when the Queen is not in residence, the Union flag is on the flagpole, which is what's flying this morning. It always was that if the Queen wasn't here, the flagpole was empty, but she allowed the Union flag to fly at half-mast during the period of mourning for Diana. Evidently must have carried on the tradition, and when she's not here it flies. Anyway, that's the palace and the crowd gathering for the changing of the guard, which I have no intention of waiting for. I've seen that a couple of times before. And this is the Queen Victoria Memorial in front of the palace. Queen Victoria is facing down the Mall, so you can't really see her from this shot. But this is down the Mall and into St. James's Park, where I Hope to go shortly. All the traffic and noise, it's easy to understand why Prince Philip says Buckingham Palace is a lot like living over the shop.
Isn't it pretty? Look at all the flowers.
Some more preparation for the royal wedding. I would say another media box for the world's television cameras. Directly across from the palace with a good angle to see the royal family when they come out on the balcony after the wedding breakfast. St. James's Park just down the Mall from the palace. Part of the guard and the band on the way up to the palace for the changing of the guard at noon. This is the Mall, or the Royal Way. It's paved with a red paving, working down the end of it towards Admiralty Arch, and it goes in a straight line back up to Buckingham Palace at the other end. Just saw part of the band and the guard going up for the change, but I think I heard one of the policemen explaining to a tourist that the lifeguard ride down the Mall on their horses at around 11:30, so 5 or 6 minutes from now. So I'm going to hang around just see if I can get some footage of that anyway. Don't know if you can see them way down there in the distance, but the lifeguard is on its way. You can see all the shiny helmets being out in front of them are a few police officers on horseback as well. This is Admiralty Arch, the opposite end of the Mall from Buckingham Palace. And after you go through the arch is Trafalgar Square, Nelson's monument, and also Canada House, the Canadian High Commission. This is busy Trafalgar Square, Nelson's column. The steeple that you can see behind the bus is the Academy of St. Martin in the Field. And right across the street here, I guess you can see on the top of the building where it says the gold lettering Canada. That is Canada House, the Canadian High Commission. For some reason there isn't a Canadian flag in evidence anywhere today. Probably something Harper and his clowns have decided. They're busy designing one with his moron face on it or something. Anyway, no Canadian flag. I'm kind of ticked off about that. Back down by the river in a park waiting for my chance on the London Eye.
To allow wheelchair users and other guests to board safely.
Yeah. Piccadilly Circus, if you can hear me above all the racket. It's much more colorful at night. And everything's lit up. Maybe I'll get back here in the evening, I don't know. There's the statue of Eros in the center of Piccadilly.